We have all worked together in the season of the cherry blossom to get a greater blossoming of the relationship between our countries.
Tony Abbott's on the world stage and he's made some sweet deals. Today he's officially signing a trade agreement with South Korea, and last night he made a new pact with Japan.
This will be good for Australia, good for Japan, good for our region and good for the world.
Here's how it works. Since the days of yore, there have been tariffs, sort of like a wall of taxes to stop cheap imported goods coming in and threatening local industries. For decades now, we've been knocking them down bit by bit with free trade deals. So what does today's deal mean? For Japan, they're cutting taxes on Aussie beef, fruit, veggies, seafood, sugar, wine and cheese, which is great news for our farmers and Japanese people who like affordable Aussie produce.
Father was almost vegetarian in his youth and son ate lots of Australian beef. So this is why we need more Australian beef in Japan.
Australia, we've cut our tariffs on Japanese cars. So if you want a new car, it could be up to $1,500 cheaper. But that's not great for what's left of our car manufacturing industry.
It is going to be hurting our manufacturing sector to some extent that they don't have that protection there anymore.
So the PM's had a political win, and your next car may have just got a bit cheaper, and Pete can finally complete his collection of waving caps. But is this really the great deal we've been waiting for?
Look, the losers are, well, the car industry. I mean, the government knew 6 months ago that it was doing this deal, and I think one of the reasons it didn't give the industry assistance to them back then was that it knew that getting rid of the tariffs would finish them off. But the taxpayer's actually going to lose out quite a lot. We're about to give up around $1.2 billion in the revenue in the tariffs we were collecting on cars. So $1.2 billion less spent on health and education. To call it a free trade agreement is a massive exaggeration. We can't export rice to Japan after this deal's done.
A World Cup grand final. That's the stakes we're playing for. It's a World Cup grand final. We've scored 2 goals. We've scored 2 goals. But it will only be a draw if we don't score the 3rd goal.